Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So you may want to hear something a little strange, huh? Okay. So last few days, my wife and I have been talking about the potential of leaving Florida. And she's like, well, I don't know if we should make big decisions based off of, spirit, psychics. They're not always right. Your mom hasn't always been right, Other ones haven't always been right, Because the channeling had told me twice in the next few years, Florida's going to have some issues called water. And you may not want to be there. You may want to go to higher ground. I thought, okay, yeah, we've heard that before. And, the future map of the world, the Navy map of the world, the future, blah, blah, blah. And so I started thinking about everything, So she's like, I just don't know this whole, would you make a big decision like that? Like move out of Florida because of spirit? What if they got that? Well, that was one of the ones they got wrong. It's a big decision. And I'm like, yeah, I was like, but when they're right more than they're wrong, you kind of got to believe ahead of time, and then if they get it wrong, okay, well, they missed it. But so she has a dream last night. Now we just got done talking about this yesterday. Again, she goes to bed, I go to bed, 5 something a.m. Ian's tossing and turning. I can hear him making little noises, and I thought, well, he may fall back asleep, but I'm awake now. I might as well go feed him. I had no dream, and trying to think, I was asking for one thing, for some other reason for a dream, but I didn't get a dream. Someone's crypto wallet issue, and I was trying to get a dream about it. But I got no. If I did, I don't remember having a dream, so I don't think I got a dream. So I wake up 5, go get the bottle. She's like, Evan wakes up. Oh, I had a dream last night, and when I woke up, I had to replayed it a couple times in my mind so that when it was time for both of us to wake up, I would remember it enough so I could tell you about it. So I'm like, oh, she goes, yeah. So she goes, we were at this house right here in Florida, and we got in your SUV, little 2004 Honda Pilot. We packed a few things, and we were heading down the road to the main road, so our street to the main road, where there's a stop sign. And when we got out towards the stop sign, the whole area was flooded. And the road was definitely flooded. There were people out there trying to help each other and doing stuff. And we were trying to just leave. So she goes, you started to attempt to go onto the main road. And as you went to a little bit out there, you realized, wow, it's even too deep for this SUV here. We got to turn around. So we turn around, go back to the house. And we decide, let's load up certain things we need into the RV and take the RV out of here instead. Now, this RV I have, it does have air suspension, and there's a button you can press that will lower the suspension, and I also believe there's one that'll raise it temporarily, even higher than normal or lower than normal, just temporarily. Like if you're just going to do it a few miles an hour and you just need some extra clearance or something. So maybe we use that, but nonetheless, we went back to the house, started loading up the RV. My friend Bill, who is here with his wife, they're staying in the RV at the moment, the one out in the back. And she goes, they were in the dream. And we all realized we have to leave this property, this house, because this flooding may get worse and come up this way. And we were just gonna go north a bit, away, I call it a safer area in Florida. And they were going to also go in that direction, but not stay with us. They were just going to go get a hotel or something while this flooding event, whatever it was, subsided. And then we would come back and kind of assess. Hopefully my house is not flooded, And so that's how that went. So she tells me this after kind of arguing a little bit about, having too much faith in spirit and pendulums and blah, blah, blah. Spirit came into her last night and said, oh, let me show you something. So she was pretty shocked by that when she woke up. So I said to her, guess what? My friend who was formerly from Australia, a psychic guy, right after we got this RV, this last one here, that's actually at the shop still, getting a couple more things done. And he actually just called me today to say, hey, we got the 2 AC units. I think I know which ones I'm going to get. We'll have them in a day or two. We'll install them. So basically, I'll probably get it back next week. So after I got that RV a couple months ago, whatever it was, I went and, did a few things to it, got new tires, I'm getting things done on this thing that I don't want to have any issues. So my friend from Australia goes, hey man, I just got a download for you last night. Call me. Like a dream, vision or something. I said, all right. So I call him. This is, again, going back a couple months ago, right after I got this RV. And he goes, I just had a download that your house in Florida, there's going to be some kind of a flooding event. And you guys, I saw you getting in your RV, packing up a few things, like some important things that you wouldn't want to leave behind or whatever, and leaving to go to higher ground until this issue subsided, and then you went back home to see, did our house get damaged or not? Is our house halfway underwater or something? And when you get back, you realize, okay, it was a close call, but no, the house was okay. But oh my gosh, the flooding that happened in this area, we've never seen anything like it. And that was our sign in the dream, his dream. This is going to be the new norm in the future. And it might get a lot worse than this. Therefore, the next time or the time after, you may find your house got water damage, flood damage. So that was his download message for me. That was a couple months ago. I never told my wife about that, or my kids or anybody. I mean, a couple friends maybe. But I never told my wife. So when she told me today the dream, I said, oh my God, my friend from Australia, you just described in great detail what he already told me a couple months back. Now the channel told me, whether the timing's right or wrong, who knows, you got about 2 years of safety. 2022, that's about it. Your state, the entire state, for the most part, is probably going to have some problems. Call it water issues. Okay? Not a good place to be. You need to be in higher ground, higher elevation, in the mountains, or just plain out higher elevation. She's told me this a couple of times on the channel. So my wife, of course, I don't know if we should believe everything, we're going to make a big decision. Imagine just moving and nothing happened. Spirit goes, oh, I'll take care of that, apparently. Dream state, last night, great detail. Oh my God, she wakes up, whoa. Okay. So then I said, oh, Evelyn. Told her about my guy from Australia. She goes, oh, that's crazy. I said, yeah, you literally just described everything he told me on the phone. So I called him this morning to tell him, oh, remember that thing you told me a couple months ago? Yeah. My wife just had the dream in great detail. And do you guys remember days and days ago, could have been a couple weeks now, my wife, I told you, hey, I played that drumming music for my wife that I listen to, meditate, go to sleep to. I played it one time for her first time. She had a dream that night. You remember this one? And in the dream, she says, oh, that tree right over there, not that big one, but the one next to it, it fell over. I saw it. It was this house. It was right there by the driveway, and it fell over. It was moved over a little bit this way, but it's the same tree, and it fell over. And I said to her, well, did it, in your dream, did this thing hit anything and damage anything like our house? She goes, no, it went that way. So that tree out there happens to be leaning towards the driveway. Therefore, if it did fall, weight-wise, it probably would just fall over where the weight is, which is away from the house and just down the side of the driveway. She goes, I saw it pretty clear. Now, that was a couple weeks ago. Now she has this dream. By the way, there's a freaking tropical storm right off the coast here, Florida and Tampa, that will be right next to us on the coast anyways, tonight. We're probably going to have some pretty decent winds tonight, tomorrow. Nothing crazy where I'm at. And I'm wondering, is that freaking tree about to go down? And if it doesn't, guess what? We've got 2 or 3 other storms coming up the same damn way in Florida. dropping water constantly. And I said, well, you know, there's a lake over here. There's a freaking river not too far. All this stuff around these places. Of course, there's rivers all over Florida. Wouldn't take a few of these storms coming in, dumping water for these lakes and rivers to go crazy and overflow. And she's like, yeah, you're right. So then I had, oh, wait a minute. Brain freeze. Guess what? Evelyn, do you remember that dream I had? I think I did a video on this. Matter of fact, I know I did. And I said, and I go, maybe it was a year ago. I think I had this about a year ago. And I said, we were, where we, in the general area we live now, except on the other side of this lake that's close to us, in a smaller house, just a regular house. And the car was in the backyard, I think. And I look over, and the direction of the interstate is over here. Except in real life, it's actually this way, but it's on the other side of the lake in my dream, and there's this huge wall of water coming higher than the interstate, and I'm panicking, trying to get the hell out of the yard. Guys, get in the car. We got to go right now. Like, we're not going to make it. And it would keep looping. I'd get in the car. I'm back in the backyard. Guys, get in the car. Get in the car. Go to take off. Can't get out. Re-loops again in the dream. It, like, looped it 2 or 3 times. And then I wake up. Whoa. She goes, Joe, that wasn't a year ago. I said, it wasn't? She goes, no, I remember that. That was ESETI. The first time we went to ESETI. When everyone had these crazy dreams, JC healed her neck in the dream. Oh, you're right. I go, isn't that amazing? My first spiritual awakening step towards that stuff happened in ESETI. And that's where I got that dream. So, same area, gigantic wall of water for some reason. Panicking, we got to get out of here. And then you may recall, because I think I mentioned this also on YouTube the other day, I think. But I might not have. But I have it in my recording, I believe, because I record all my dreams. We were down in South Florida in this dream, and this was about a week ago. Down in South Florida, and I'm either in an RV or the front part of a tractor trailer, just the semi part, no trailer. And I sense that I'm down in the bottom part of Florida near Miami, somewhere down there, maybe the Keys, up through Miami. And I'm trying to get on basically I-75. It's the one thing you have to do. You don't even need a GPS. It'll take you all the way back up towards Tampa. So I'm trying to get on the interstate like everyone else is in my dream, and everyone's panicking to get out of there for some reason, and I don't know the reason. But I know everyone's panicking to get on the interstate and go north. And there's so many people crowded on the interstate, I can't get on it, and I have to find an alternate route. And then I turn on my GPS and go, okay, find me another route off the interstate. And then it made me think, well, there's only 2 real ways out of Florida. I-75 on one side and I-95 on the other side, the east side. And there's Highway 301, there, a couple kind of ways out, but... And there's 21 or so million people in the state of Florida total. 2 interstates all on the way out. Now, of course, the Panhandle might be a little different story. So let's say there's 15 million people trying to get the hell out of Florida. 2 interstates. Not looking real good. And then I got an email last year from Cliff High that I've never mentioned, that I still won't mention, where he saw something in some kind of data set he was running with the state of Florida. In a few years from now, we need help. Peacekeeping forces are here because of a major disaster, basically, is the only way I can put it. He didn't know where the hell it came from. He wasn't even looking for it, but it came into a data set he was running out of nowhere. And so it looks like UN troops are there to help assist in a natural disaster capacity. I don't know what it was or is, but it came in and it was a very little bit of data. He goes, this is a few years from now. Whoa. Okay. How many signs does one need to say, maybe we should start looking somewhere else? So wait, it gets better. It gets better. So I was just in my room right now, moments ago. Just got done eating lunch with Bill. And came home. I think I want to take a little nap, listen to my little meditation music in my room while I do that. And I didn't really fall asleep. And I was kind of getting close, and then the phone rang. It was the RV guy. Oh, hey, give me a little update. Okay, cool. I'll probably have it back next week, I think. And I'm like, okay, cool. So then then Evelyn she was already just came in with Ian to put him in the crib. He had time for his nap, so she came to lay down in bed too, take a little snooze with me. And I'm just rolling. I've already got the headphones off now, but I'm just kind of cuddling her a little bit. And I caught myself twice, kind of shaking my right arm into her, one of those maneuvers again. I'm like, all right, stop. Like I'm almost going to the dream state or out of my body. No, you're not allowed yet, Joe. You're not there. You're still not allowed out yet. Okay. Well, I end up going and having a dream. Very, very, extremely fast and brief. Because again, I'm like, did I even sleep? Well, you had to have because you just had a dream. Oh, yeah, probably. Okay. But I felt like I just rolled over and put my arm on her for a second. And then I rolled back and it was over. So I went to sleep with this thought in my mind just now. Is this place we might be looking at in another state, is that going to be a safe place? Like, should we go for that place? And then I have a dream, again, super brief as far as me going out, but the dream I felt like was way longer than the time I went out. And it looked like we were kind of on a coastline, honestly. And it was flooded. And there was a main house that we were staying in, and then there was a secondary smaller house that there was several people in there at one time, but then most all of them had already moved out and there was one person left. And then we moved in with them, basically, the family and all, my family and all. And then the little secondary house that we were in, we're not in there anymore. And I remember going back to the secondary house to do something. I'm like, oh shoot, the AC's on in here. Why the hell is the AC even on? No one's in here. Like, we're wasting electricity. But I'm like, well, it probably needs to stay cool a little bit, Maybe I'll set the thing to be a little higher so it's not so cold. And I was like folding over it was a window unit, and I was folding like the sheets or the curtains under, like they were just in a weird way, and I was trying to fold them back like under the AC unit. When in the dream, I sense a spirit behind me. And I say out loud, I know you're behind me, I sense you, I can sense you. And I thought to myself, wow, all the spiritual work's doing is making me has been helping me do, making me more sensitive. I know there is an entity behind me. And I'm thinking I might not have known that before, but all the spiritual work I've been doing lately has opened me up, and I know there's something behind me. So I said, hey, I know you're here. I can sense you behind me. I know you're here. And I wasn't scared, and I knew that this entity wasn't exactly friendly like one of my spirit guides. It was just like the place had a ghost in it, let's say, or whatever. And they were like, oh, he knows, like, oh, he knows, dang it, he can sense us, or me. And so I'm like, I kind of turn my head a little bit. I'm like, I know you're there. Like, I can sense you behind me. I know you're there. Like, I'm swearing in my mind, if I can turn around, like, I'm going to see you, is what I was thinking. And then it just poked me in the head one time right here. Boop. Gently, just to let me know, yeah, I'm here. You got me, And I go, see, I felt that. I knew you were here. Like, So then I turn around. I don't see anything now, but, it knows I knew it was there. But I was like, oh, wow, I have this new ability from all the spiritual work that I really can sense stuff like this where I couldn't before, let's say, inside this dream. So I finished doing what I do. Then my wife comes in, and she's like tidying up a couple things in the house because we were staying there, not anymore. And I'm like, yeah, why am I even messing around this house? Like, we're not coming back in here. But I was like, well, the AC thing, all right. So I start to leave, and then the shower's on. I'm like, Evelyn, are you about to take a shower or something in here? Like, what, did you just turn the shower on? She goes, I don't know. Did I do that? And I'm thinking that's the damn spirit. It's the spirit messing with us. So she's like, I don't know. I'll go turn it off. Because I'm like, yeah, we don't need to take a shower now anyway. So she goes in there to turn it off. Then we both go outside. And it's pretty flooded outside. I don't recognize this area, by the way, in the dream. But I felt like I'm looking at a coastline on the left side of me. As we're outside, is pure coastline, water. And on the right side of me, where there shouldn't be water, there's some water. And it's not a little bit. And I'm like, where the hell did my side-by-side, my Honda Pioneer go? Where the hell are my two four-wheelers that were just out here? And then there was a third one, but I think the third one belonged to maybe the other guy that owned the house or whatever. Or somebody over there. So, and they're like, I'm like, where'd they all go? What the hell? I look around and I see my friend Shannon, who I've not seen in a while, but in real life, but he's in the Honda, side-by-side, flying up fast to where I was. And the whole, body was off of it. Just like the bare minimum was on the Honda. Like, he took it off, and then attached like this little street sweeping looking thing on the front of it. It comes flying into like having fun, like, you know, flying in too fast. And you kind of bump the front of the thing into something, you kind of hit something, like, you know, idiot, slow down on my shit, man, it's brand new, you know. Not that it matters, he took the whole damn thing apart. And he comes flying in, like he's got to go do something with this attachment, you know. And I said, okay, well, there's that. Oh, the other two four-wheelers are back there. But I look around, and there's a lot of water where there should not be water. And then I wake up. So I asked my guides today, is this place in this other state, should it, you know, the stars align, crypto go to a certain thing, I can make this happen, blah, 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 sell this house, and, you know, whatever. And we end up saying, oh, that looks like we want to go move out of the state of Florida. Which, remember, my mom told me we would move. She just said it would be in 2 years, but then about a year into it, she goes, no, it won't be 2 years, but you are definitely moving. And I said, okay. So I'm thinking about that too. But I just got the sense that I saw a left side coastline. Yes, there's water there. But it was weird because it was like the coastline looked normal. The waves, the beach looked normal to me. But when I looked to the right, where, you know, there should be like maybe sidewalks and a driveway and a road, was all water. And, you know, where we were standing was like a, you know, dirt and sand or whatever by this beach. So we still had some spots that were watered over, covered with water or whatever. But it was not too much of a space. And it was a little, you know, like, how we got to get out of here. You know, let's get the side-by-sides, get the four-wheelers, we're going to have to leave. And I was a little bit panicked. Where'd they go? What the hell happened to them? Someone take them? And I'm like, oh, there's Shannon. Here he comes. Oh, they're back over there. So it's almost as if they moved them to a little bit higher ground. And to the right, I'm looking at standing water kind of a thing. Not sloshing, but like standing water that, you know, a flood, basically. So I'm like, okay, the beach kind of looks normal. Beach line, coastline, water looks normal. But the right side where society would be walking, driving, is a little bit flooded. Maybe a lot of it flooded. So I saw that scene. And I go, huh. So this place in another state does not have that where we were looking for sure. So I thought, well, maybe that's another sign they're just giving me. Well, you asked, Joe. We're now going to show you the coastline. Well, there's definitely coastline in Florida. It's a damn peninsula. And I'm on the beach, basically. We're very, very close to the beach in this dream. And they're showing me it's not even the ocean water that's the issue. It's inland that's the issue. So where would that be? What happens when we get a lot of rain in this world? Your seashore doesn't rise that much. I mean, maybe a sliver, if anything. It's your rivers, your streams, your ponds, your lakes, your little dips and things that you didn't know held a lot of water until a lot of water rained on it one day and you realize, oh yeah, that's a lot of water that's standing there now. All the gutter systems are overflown. Oh, wow. That's the kind of scene that I saw. So, I'm taking that. She got the dream last night. I just got it right now. I asked for it. And they're showing me what reminded me of maybe the coast of Florida. I could not tell, and I thought to myself, well, damn it. I asked if this place I'm thinking about, if the opportunity arises to get this place in another state, are they showing me that place in the other state? That, no, don't go there, it's going to flood too. But for sure it doesn't have a coastline. For sure. On this area of this state, for sure. And it doesn't make sense. Now there's a little stream and there's a river nearby. But again, I didn't see river, I didn't see stream. I saw like ocean, beachfront property. Left side, it looks pretty normal, but the right side, not looking good. The right side would be like inland shore. If you could keep going, that would be like the shoreline going inland. And I'm like, wow, that water's even right here. So it was not a good scene. And my friend Shannon comes flying up on the the Honda, a little fat, like I'm, you know, coming in hot. And he bumped the front bumper. I thought he was going to bend it or break it or damage it. Like, you know, dude, calm down. Like, why are you driving that fast? But it was almost like I didn't care. Like, he's got that attachment. He's hauling ass because he's got something to do. He took the whole roll cage and everything off this thing to attach this thing because he needs to put to use right now. It was like some kind of weird looking street sweeper looking thing. And then I woke up, so I never got to see him use it. I just woke up and I go, whoa, I just had a dream. So I just told Evelyn about it. Oh, guess what I just had? The spirit guides gave me. They're letting me know, hey, you better be looking. So again, we have a storm out there right now. It's dumping water all over a lot of Florida right now. It's not going to hit us. Not going to be a direct hit here, unless the thing does a crazy right-hand turn out of nowhere from all predicted models. Not doing that. And then we have another 2, I think, behind it. Maybe 3, I forget. And one of them's named IOTA Crypto, and another one's named Theta Crypto. Really? Probably pure coincidence, yeah. So, this just happened. I'm not freaked out about it. Because number one, if this place gets flooded, I know because of the dream, and my friend from Australia said, you leave because you're concerned that it might get to your house and flood your house. But when you come back to assess the damage, you realize, okay, everything's pretty much okay. But boy, that was a close call. I don't like that. I didn't like that. And that was your sign to get the hell out of there. So I called him this morning, as I said, and started mentioning Jared to him. I said, hey, if you are not if you had a dream about such and such, right? Yeah, oh yeah, I remember. Okay. My wife just had the dream and described in detail what you told me a couple months ago. He goes, really? Yes. So I started talking to him a little bit, and I had to go because we're about to go take the kids to some stuff we had pre-planned. And I said, all right, listen, I got to go. We'll talk again later today, or tonight or tomorrow. He goes, okay, yeah, good, because as you're speaking to me, I'm getting some downloads for you right now. He goes, and generally speaking, the downloaders get the F out of Florida. Property values are still high. All those liberals and Democrats are coming into Texas and Florida. You could probably sell your house for a good price. And I'm thinking, yeah, you're right. And he goes, but imagine if this event happens, what's going to happen to Florida real estate property prices? Hey, anyone want some beachfront property where that's flooded? Hey, this is now a new flood zone. It wasn't before. Anyone want to buy my house? No, thanks. So, again, this could be years away, by the way. But I don't know. And again, if that damn tree falls over because of this storm or the next 1 or 2 or whatever, I'm going to go back to my wife. You got that dream the first time you listened to that shamanic drumming music. Isn't that amazing? It just came true. Oh. And then you got the flooding dream that my friend from Australia. Oh. Isn't that amazing? You sure you don't want to listen to Spirit? You sure you have any questions or concern for Spirit? You know what I mean? So she's like, listen, if the tree falls, I'm already sold on that. If that damn tree falls over, I'm already sold. I've said, well, be prepared for the tree to fall. Again, I can't tell you whether it's going to be right now, the next storm, the one after, maybe it's a year from now, maybe it's 2 years from now. I don't know. But I did want to share this with you because, again, it's my spiritual journey. This is amazing stuff happening.